Right, so just around this corner is a place called the Space of Synagogues, which is basically a memorial to where the synagogue in Lviv used to be. Before World War II, approximately half of the population of Lviv were Jewish. So this is the prayer hall of the Golden Rose Synagogue. This photo was taken sometime before 1918, and this is what's left of it now. And before World War II, there were over 100 synagogues in Lviv. This used to be the teaching room and library. So it was built during the late 16th century and destroyed and burnt down in 1942. Nice old Soviet mosaic here. Keep expecting to look around and see Bald Bankrupt stood around there somewhere. Ah, there's another one up here. Next up on my wanderings around Lviv is a place called Lychakiv Cemetery, and apparently it's one of the #1 tourist destinations in Lviv, which is a bit odd. Having a cemetery as one of your main tourist attractions. I do enjoy exploring cemeteries, but normally it's just me. Maybe it's because Ivan Franko is buried here. Right, so it costs 50 to get in. There's just tons of things to go and see, and I ain't got a clue what any of these things say. So, okay. I think it's just a case of just wandering around, really. They always look. Well, I'm not sure what this part is. Oh, it looks like it's people who died in the First World War. Looking at the dates, 1917, 1915, 1914. Huh. Well, 1908 and 1922, so that's not the First World War. So maybe it was a Ukrainian war for independence. My Ukrainian history knowledge is about as good as my Polish history knowledge, so forgive me if I'm missing something that's incredibly important. Just me to spot this. Yesterday we saw the monument for the 100 heavenly heroes who died in the Ukraine-Russian War of 2014. And this is where a lot of them are buried. It's crazy to see how young they were. 1991, he was born. 1992. You can see just how much it still means to people. You can see the graves are completely covered in fresh flowers. So this is kind of part of the main cemetery, but it's a separate entrance. I've had to come out and then re-enter. And this is the Polish Orlat Cemetery. It's the cemetery of the defenders of Lviv. So I came right up to here, walked down there, Couldn't find a way in, walked out of the cemetery and walked all the way around there, and I could have just gone in. So you can get to the Polish cemetery from inside the main cemetery. Most of the ages are, we've got one 17 there, 17, and 26, 18, 18. Xavier Vasevich was 14 when he died. 14 years old and he died defending his country. And the Polish cemetery is a very peaceful and very beautiful place to come and visit, which makes my next destination even more ugly than what it already is, because okay, so peaceful, place of remembrance, silent, calm, and look at that ugly bugger over there. I don't know if you can see it on here because the sun's directly behind it. Let's go and take a closer look. I think it's a university sports academy or something, but it truly is just as brutal and Soviet and ugly as you can get. So I can't wait to get a closer look at that. I'm locked in. That's the way I came in. So I walked all the way out of the cemetery to come in here when I didn't need to. I could have just cut through the cemetery. And now I do need to get out of there. It's bloody locked and I have to go back into the cemetery. Well, that's definitely an old Soviet tram station, bus station. Check out the old trams as well. Oh yes, look at this. And there she is, reveals herself in all her grotesque glory. Wow. So this place used to be a winery. I have heard about this place, and a couple of reviews said to not go in. Some dodgy dealings go on inside here, but can't see any sign of that just yet. Bloody hell. I do like abandoned buildings, but they also scare me a little bit. So I was thinking, if I see someone in here, what the bloody hell are they doing here? Then again, what the bloody hell am I doing here? So far I haven't come across any signs of any mafia yet. There's a sign there saying stop. What a crazy place. What a strange part of Lviv. You just come out the Polish cemetery, which is immaculate and beautiful and peaceful and calm, and then you find the old Soviet sports centre, and just a couple of minutes away from that there's this thing. I can't see anyone around, so I'm going to investigate a bit more. Now there is a car just pulled up. It seems to be going, so we're okay. Bloody hell, just a big hole in the ground. And another one. I've really got to watch what I'm doing around there. The place is huge, but it's getting very swampy around here and I'm starting to sink. So I don't think I'm going to go any further. Ugh. What a crazy place. It's such a huge site. And this would have been there when it used to be a winery. Because you can see the picking grapes there, carrying the wine there, music and dance. Wow. Before World War II, Jews made up about 45% of the population of Lviv. The Nazis established a ghetto in Lviv, which was the third biggest ghetto in the whole of Europe. Approximately 120,000 Jews were forced into this ghetto. Many died here, and many were sent on transportations to Belzec. Out of the 120,000 people that spent time in the Lviv ghetto, less than 900 survived. So all of this stuff has been collected from people that lived in Lviv at the time, just before the outbreak of war. You had your Ukrainians, the Jewish and the Polish. This gives you some idea of the numbers. 1.6 million Jews from Ukraine fell victim to the Holocaust. 5 million Red Army soldiers were killed by the Germans. 670 villages and towns were burned to the ground. Nearly 2.5 million forced workers from Ukraine were deported to Germany. Many of those were either maimed or did not return home at all. Here we can see some messages that have been scratched into the wood next to the bunk. We want to live so badly, but they would not let us. God will take revenge. And this is where the Russians used to keep information on people that were considered to be anti-Soviet. It's like a Soviet monument graveyard. So just opposite the ghetto museum is this memorial. Through this road of death in 1941 to 1943 were passing 136,800 Jewish victims martyred by German and Nazi fascist occupiers in Lviv ghetto.